Yo, what's up everyone? It's time for another one of my game commentaries, and this one's about 3 minutes in. Doesn't look like I've missed a lot of action. There's no kills or anything of that sort. Everyone here on bottom, they're just level 2, so it should be a pretty good match, and there are some good names in here. If you can look at it, it's got, we've got like Hood Stomp in here, we've got the Rain Man, which I've not actually seen in a while, and I see him playing on the Vladimir. Last I heard, he's actually trying out for Team mTw. Oh, it looks like a little bit of a gank going in, but you can't gank Morgana, especially when she has that shield, and this is Mandatory Cloud, another big name. And that is unfortunate, as Maokai could have probably had a really nice gank going there with support of her. If it was any other champion, that's just one of the reasons you see Morgana banned a lot. Not only is she really strong and fights, but the fact that she can survive ganks in the early games so well is just really annoying. So anyways, I am excited for this game, and right now I'm actually streaming. If you guys haven't already, make sure that you follow me on my Twitch stream, and that way you know when I do go live. It's kind of sporadic right now, but I'll be trying to do it a little bit more often when I get a chance to. Looks like up top lane we've got some, a little bit of poke back and forth, but these are two pretty decent sustain lanes. I think that once Rain Man hits that level 9 mark, he's actually not going to have too much problem against that Rumble. Unless he gets ganked, then it could be a little bit more difficult for him, since Maokai can kind of lock him down a little bit. Of course, he does have that pull to get out of a lot of the damage as well. We'll have to see how that goes. And bottom here, let's see, Graves and Soraka. Graves does really well with something like Taric. He can do a ton of damage. But in this case, he's just going to go for more of the farm up and sustain. It's going to be really hard for them to actually kill Hood Stomp. They have kind of a kill lane with Leona and Ezreal. Ezreal does really well with Leona, but in this particular case, I just don't see them getting a lot of kills on the bottom unless they really screw up, or there's, again, a gank coming in to make that happen. Just because of the fact that Soraka makes Graves really difficult to kill. He's got his own armor buff already and that sort of thing, so we'll see how that kind of plays out as they get going. And he's got all of the mana. He can just continually spam out as much as he wants, whereas these guys have to kind of be careful with their mana consumption and poke and harass, because all the mana they use is just going to be nullified by Soraka's heals anyways. Alright, middle lane, I don't know, it's probably going to be a farm fest for them. I'd say that Cassiopeia is actually pretty safe for the most part against Morgana, but she does have that potential of getting in there and flash ulting, and if she lands a nice binding, it's going to be really hard, especially with Malphite. Once he hits 6, he can jump in there and ult on top of her. So I'd say mid lane has more of an advantage for Morgana in this game, just depending on the gank situation mostly. And at the same time though, she can do a ton of damage. All she has to do is poke down Mandatory Cloud and land a few Qs, go for the ultimate and that sort of thing, and she can actually probably take down more, but it's just going to be really difficult in my opinion. As far as late game is concerned, I don't know. I feel like if it was Graves on Morgana's team, it would be a lot scarier. But Ezreal, he tends to fall off unless he has a really good early game. At least in my opinion, I've noticed that like most of the carries just tend to carry a lot better than Ezreal due to his range. And a lot of his steroid comes from just continually attacking, stuff like that. But so he can do a lot of damage, but again, it's just he's really squishy, and a lot of it comes down to, well, he's got to be able to get someone out in the open to be able to land it on them, land all of his abilities. A lot of his abilities kind of attack the first person that is closest. So if a tank is up in the front, it's really hard for Ezreal to really get back and do damage to squishier targets. Now that's okay, since a lot of times as an AD carry, you're usually focusing on whoever's the first target in front of you anyways. So a lot of the time that is the carry's responsibility to take care of those assassins anyways, but we'll see how it goes in the later team fights. A lot of this is probably going to come down to the team fight potential and taking out the dragons and barons and that sort of thing, because I don't really see a lot of advantage in the lanes from anyone really. Late game, Vladimir definitely going to be a bigger problem, I'd say, than Rumble. Rumble is really strong. If he gets fed, he's going to have a great late game, but overall, he's just going to be, I'd say, about average in the late game, but Vladimir can do a lot better work, especially when you combine Vladimir's ultimate on top of what Mandatory Cloud can do, and then especially, hell, even Balls over here, he can throw out his ultimate. So there's a lot of AoE potential actually from this team when you think about it. Smithy can jump in with his ult. So yeah, they've got some great engage, as well as making it difficult for them to get on top of Ezreal. He's got his own escapes, so they have a pretty good team comp here. And on the other side, let's see, Purple, as far as what they have, they've got some good survivability with the Maokai shutting down a lot of, you know, basically what Vladimir's going to be doing, the extra damage he's doing is going to be stopped by the Maokai's ultimate. So that's another thing to kind of consider in there, as long as that is placed down properly. And then Soraka is going to be keeping Graves quite well protected. And hell, I mean, she's late game too, so I don't know, this game, I can't, usually I have a pretty good idea in my head of like how things are going to go, but this one is really just going to come down to these, and these guys are playing really safe. And like I said, there's not a lot of kill potential in these lanes in the laning phases, so it's already 9 minutes in. We haven't seen any first blood yet. Could we see a first blood right here, though? I don't know. It's going to be really hard to tell if Vladimir comes up and pushes this lane out a little bit more. He is getting poked down quite low as well. Looks like all it's going to take is one ultimate, and then Maokai has to jump in with his Twisted Advance, and then Rain Man's going to fall here, so he's probably going to want to take these creeps out here and then go back to his base. He doesn't actually know that Rumble's there. He did have no vision. Okay, now that Rumble's coming in, he knows he's there, but... Oh, sorry, not Rumble. Maokai is what I meant to say. I'm being silly. But anyways, Maokai just going to hang out here. I don't know how long he wants to spend. He's wasting a lot of time sitting here in the lane. And there's the ultimate. He's going to go in for the kill, and he's definitely going to get it. Looks like he won't even need Maokai's help for this. And that is the first blood. Psycho Sid actually taking quite a bit of damage from that dive, but not going to be enough to actually die. And that ignite was not useful for him. And on the bottom, at the same time, there's going to be a little bit more engage happening, and he goes full on. There is the exhaust being used on both AD carries, and that is going to be a kill. Muffin Cutie going to go down to the turret, as well as Balls getting killed, but then another one for Blood Waver. So that's going to be overall a better trade for the purple team on that one. Looks like all of the action decided to just happen all at once. And that's okay. I'm alright with that. And as far as farm is concerned, let's see who's winning the mid lane. 77 to 97. Holy crap. So right now, Link is doing a great job farming all of the minions up. Of course, Morgana, she's actually really good at farming as she gets a little bit higher level, whereas cool thing about Cassiopeia is she can run up and still wraiths so very easily from, you know, a very low level, so it's going to be easier for her to farm. We'll see if Morgana actually starts to pass up, or at least catch her and farm as the minutes start to rack up here. Laning phase about halfway over with, and first dragon being taken for that purple team, so that is going to give them quite a bit of a lead, especially after the 2 extra kills that they've already got, and not bad overall. Like I said, this will be coming down to a lot of these team fights and objectives. At least that's the way I'm feeling. That's my prediction here. So for the Baron, that is 1 score for purple team on that one, and we'll see if that tends to add up for items and everything else on the rest of the side. We've got 2 Dorans, pickaxe, and boots as well, and then for Ezreal, he's going to be going straight for that Trinity Force with the Sheen and Phage. So it's going to be nice if he can actually get a good engage onto Graves and get that Phage proc. It's going to be harder for Graves to get away. Of course, he does have that short range dash, but so does Balls. So you kind of have to look at it that way as well. Man, this is really Psycho Sid making it tough for the Rain Man. I mean, he's got to get in there and get in range to Q those minions, but that Flame Spitter can do so much damage if he can land it. All he has to do is hit 1 slow onto the Rain Man. He's going to be in big trouble. And man, look at this dive coming in here. He's going to go all out for it, and he does have the help of Smithy coming in with the ulti. That's going to be Bloodwater falling, and looks like Hoodstomp does get a kill on a Muffin Cutie, so not too bad so far. That's going to be 1 for 1, and then he does get a double kill. So overall, Ezreal getting both of those kills is going to make it better for him in that situation. Nice trade and a good gank from Smithy coming in. That's one of the things that is really great about Malphite, is you can just get in there and tower dive so very easily with your ultimate. Seems like the Raid Man is doing okay here. He's still getting kind of shoved out quite hard. He's only at 59 to the 92 CS here, so he's doing his best to hang in there and not feed or anything like that. I mean, he did die once because he didn't want to leave the lane and he wanted to get those creeps, but I think that as long as he kind of just hangs in there and does his best to farm up, he'll be okay as the team fight starts to build up. Obviously, he's not going to win his lane against a Rumble, but that's just kind of a given because Rumble is that really strong laning champion. Cassiopeia going to go ahead and grab her blue buff. I imagine that Morgana will be getting hers soon as well. Nice job. She's actually still in that Wraith, so that was a good Wraith still. And Malphite's going to come around here in just a second, give her that blue buff as soon as she pushes out her lane. And let's see, 108 to 100. Yeah, she's starting to catch back up. Like I said, I was expecting that. Once Morgana gets high enough that her pool can actually begin killing those back wave minions easier, she's able to catch up and farm very easily. And now with a blue buff, she can just continually spam out. Of course, still is going to be the same thing for Cassiopeia. And here is an Oracles for Gotsuzuna, and that's going to make it really easy for him to shut down any kind of map vision that blue team is going to have. So from what I can tell, though, they don't actually have a lot of vision on the map, and he didn't even see that ward. I wonder if that ward was actually detecting him. That's kind of interesting placement, kind of avoiding getting taken out by the Oracles. And there is an exhaust going down. They want to go ahead and go for the kill. Nice kill there, going to stop him from taking a little bit of damage using that armor buff. And ultimate being used to catch him just a little bit lower, but with the sustain from Soraka, overall they're going to be able to come back from that. And here within like 2 heals, he'll be back up to almost full health, especially with his own lifesteal and health potion usage that he just had. So there we go, already back up over half HP. Ball's going to have to be using, looks like he doesn't even have any lifesteal, so at this point with no Dorans or anything like that, he's just relying on health potion usage to keep himself up in the lane. So if they don't burst these guys down, they would eventually lose this lane. Of course, up until now, they've been doing a good job of actually full-on engaging and bursting these guys down there to second heal up to full health. Gosu's going to go ahead and remove that ward, make it really hard for the Rain Man. He doesn't know if Zuna is just going to hang around here or not. So for all he knows, Zuna is just sitting in this bush, so he's not going to make his way up there because that would have been very dangerous for him to do so. Right now he's got no wards, no extra wards to place down, so he's going to have to go back and buy those if he wants to make something happen. Smithy getting noticed by this ward in the bush, so Link knows better than to run out as well. Of course, he is being pushed anyways, so it's going to be up to Morgana to really roam around at this point and make some plays, you know, in other lanes right now. I think that at this point, level 11, he's strong enough that he can actually push this lane out and potentially go make a play up top. Well, it'd be harder to make a play up top since this guy is, you know, fairly tanky. He's already got his Will of the Ancients built up. So I would like to see him go down bottom. If they continue to shut down that bottom lane and get their Ezreal fed, that's exactly what they'd want to make happen. The Rain Man, you know, he's like, man, I got to make something happen in another lane. It's like getting shut down in my lane, and that's one thing you can do. A lot of times if you're getting kind of shut down in your lane, you can't farm very well. If you're able to if you're able to roam mid and grab a kill there, that can kind of make up for it. Of course, that can also backfire if you miss even more creeps and experience and you don't get a kill or anything. Like, oh wow, nice binding, that is going to land, and he will take down Link. That's really all it takes with Morgana. Those bindings last so very long. And let's see, level 5, it lasts 3 seconds. It's the longest route in the game, I believe. I don't know of any route that lasts. Yeah, there's definitely nothing that lasts longer than 3 seconds, unless I'm not sure how long Warwick's ultimate lasts. But for a binding that's on such of a short cooldown, it's just ridiculous. I hate getting stuck in a Morgana binding. It's so annoying. In 3 seconds in lull time is like an infinity. It's forever. This binding's doing pretty decent damage though. What is he building? Is he building for an? Okay, I think he may be going for. Oh crap, I missed a little bit of a fight there. I saw that happening, but I was in the middle of talking. Let's go ahead and skip back just a little bit. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and check out what's happening here. Balls is taking so much damage from Hood Stomp right now. He's actually half HP before Hood Stomp got low. There's the ultimate happening. Balls sticks around just a little bit too long. I think I would have backed out myself there personally, as Hood Stomp just does too much damage with that pickaxe, and he actually he has a BF sword as well. And Ezreal, all he had was you know, pretty much all but the last piece of his Trinity Force. So if he would have looked at Hood Stomp's items, he probably would have noticed that there would have been no chance of him winning that fight. He needed to build up that Trinity Force before he started up a fight, at least in my opinion, because Hood Stomp right now, especially after getting that kill, is going to be in a really good position. And as far as farm is concerned, he is not actually out farming Ezreal, but he's very close. And they're going to pick up that second dragon because of that, as Ezreal is not going to be able to get there in time. Well, they could actually hold this back. With Morgana there, it's going to be very dangerous for them to do this. They have that ward coverage, so it's fairly safe for them to go ahead and start. Yeah, I think that purple team is going to grab this. I don't see it being stopped, especially with Vladimir top, and now Psycho Sid is coming down to kind of help out. He knows that he doesn't even need to be there, so he's going to head back top. That's going to be the second dragon for purple team, and so they are in a really good position. Of course, if you're watching this, maybe look like red team because I'm in colorblind mode. A lot of people have asked me to do that, and so yeah, Oh, looks like the Rain Man gonna be in a bad position. He was up at the tower, now gonna get shoved out by Psycho Sid. Gonna have to go in for the kill though. With Morgana's help, can he get the kill? Yes, he does. And will the Ignite take him down? Nope. He is good to go, but he has to get out of there very quickly, as now with Link coming in, it's gonna be very dangerous for him to stick around. And if Maokai can get in here and get a bind on him, he's gonna be in a bad position. So Mandatory Cloud's just gonna hang out, put down the binding to slow him down, and that's gonna be enough to help the Rain Man get away. Overall, a good kill there. That was a nice little shutdown of the Rumble, who, well, not really a shutdown. I mean, he only had one kill. It's right now at Hoodstomp that needs to get shut down, and he's already got his Infinity Edge at 18 minutes, so he's in a good position right now. And, oh wow, he even built up a Brawler's Glove, so he's actually doing really well. Let's take a look at what else we've got going on here. I'm going to go for the Death Cap first, looks like. Cassiopeia, and yes, Zhonya's. That is what I was expecting to see a Morgana. Sometimes Morganas will build the Zhonya's a little bit later, but Mandatory Cloud wants to go for that Zhonya's as quick as possible, knowing that they have so much burst, so he can jump in there and do his full combo and get safe. Alright, everybody's just going to go ahead and farm up. Right now with that dragon down, they have no pressure of worrying about that. No towers have been taken yet. Let's see, which one is closest to falling? Looks like about half there, half there. This one is going to fall pretty soon. I'm pretty sure Psycho Sid just needs a little bit more time of shoving down the Rain Man, and he will be able to easily take down this turret because he is so strong now, especially with that Willy the Ancient. Now he's got a Negatron Cloak, so it's going to be very difficult for the Rain Man to actually do a lot of damage to him. He went for that Spirit Vision. He knows that he needed to have that lane sustained, so with all of the damage coming into him, he had to get away to get his health back as much as possible. And so, alright, let's take a look here. Ping's going on. Does okay, Mandatory Cloud's just kind of warding up. Man, that shit looks different. They must have changed the particles or something on that. Maybe it's the skin. I don't know. That looks really cool, though, whenever she puts on that little Hex skin. Or that little shield. Bottom lane looks like a ward is being taken out there, so Zuna is not able to get in there and have a successful bush gank, so he's just going to back off and go either clear more wards, finish off his own forest. Mandatory Cloud going to be coming down to the bottom lane and will be detected here though by this ward, so that is too bad. And let's see, Smithy's going to probably have him know, hey dude, you're spotted, you're not going to be able to make that happen. Of course, with 4 people coming down, that would have been really dangerous as well. So nice ward placement there. Okay. 5 to 6. You'll think it's actually really close, but with 2 dragons and the farm difference, they're actually ahead. Purple team is. Rain Man did lose the turret there. Finally, that is the first tower going down. And Psycho Sid just overall, I mean, oh wow, that was a silly ultimate. He, I don't know what he was expecting to get out of that. Even if he had landed the ultimate, I'm not sure if he actually would have gotten the kill on Rain Man. Sure, it would have been possible, but it would have been very difficult, especially with Malphite coming in there. It could have been something that turned around against him. Let's see, how's Malphite doing actually? He's got 3 gold per 5s built up. He's trying to go for as much gold as possible so he can build up late game, get that armor going when necessary. Actually, might need to get a little bit more magic resist because of the amount of damage that's going to be coming in from Cassiopeia and Rumble this game. But with Hoodstomp, let's see, Hoodstomp already at 4 kills. He's going to be really strong as well. I mean, already has that Infinity Edge, like I said, and so he's going to be a huge force to reckon with if he gets in there. Oh man, there we go. Looks like Link taking big damage, and the binding is going to take place, but not going to be enough to actually take him down. I think that the heal came off before. Oh wow, and anyways, I think the heal came off from Soraka before Link was ignited. I could be wrong about that, but let me see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. That's what saved her. So overall, Soraka saving the day. Strong champion. Even with the armor nerfs, she still has amazing heal potential, and it's just a ridiculous amount. Alright. I don't know what the timer is on the dragon, but it has to be coming up fairly soon, I believe. Muppet Cutie and Balls now working this tower down as much as possible. They want to go ahead and take that down so they have it out of the way. Just hit it one more time, man. That's all you need. Now they're going to go ahead and dive onto Hoodstomp and take him down. Exhaust being used to clean him up. Hoodstomp almost taking out Balls. That damage is just ridiculous. In fact, looks like Soraka tried to heal him but missed and hit the creep instead. That might have actually been because she healed him after he died, so she clicked on the creep. I don't see her actually missing that. But in any case, that was a good deal overall. Hoodstomp wasn't able to defend the turret, and he did fall, wasn't able to pick up the kill. Too bad. And a little bit of a gathering here in the mid lane. Looks like Metroid Cloud needs to be careful. He's going to get caught if he's not over there in time, but he did. Oh my god, that damage. Look at all that coming in, and using that Zhonya's to avoid a lot of damage from the ultimate on Rumble, and is actually just barely able to make it out. If he did not have that Zhonya's, he would have surely fallen there, so that was really good that he had it. And Link's ultimate now down as well, so they are going to have a little bit less easy of a time taking this down, but with 4 people here, it shouldn't be too difficult. Hoodstomp going to go ahead and go down to the bottom lane and farm up all of those creeps that he sees going in, and he's going to push that out. I think they actually will be able to take this turret. They don't have Ezreal there yet, and in fact, Smithy is backing off too with no mana, so that's going to be pretty much a free turret for them with no way for Blue Team to actually contest that. They have a really, really strong team fight. Even with Link's ultimate down, they're like, hey man, in fact, both their ultimates were down. They had 2 ultimates down, so technically that would have been the great time to actually try and defend that turret and engage, but they just weren't strong enough at that point to make something happen. They weren't grouped enough. Alright, who's got an ultimate? Rain Man, no ultimate. Smithy does have his. Ulti on Morgana is up, and on Muffin Cutie. And over here we've got basically the 2 big damaging ones are down. So right now would be a really good time for Blue Team to make something happen. They are going to go ahead and grab the 3rd dragon of the game, so that's the first for them. 3rd of the game, first for them. There you go. Did someone lose an Oracle? Okay, no. Smithy's the one who had it. I don't know why. For some reason I thought Muffin Cutie had it, but yeah, it actually makes more sense for him to have it since he is the jungler. He roams around, he cleans up that war control, no problem. And take a look at the farm again, 209, 226. So right now, she wasn't able to actually pass Link. In fact, Link is pulling a little bit ahead on the farm there, but not to a very extreme extent. Whereas, you know, Rumble about 40 CS ahead, and other than that, they are even on that kill amount. And now that Ezreal has gotten a few kills under his belt, he's actually caught up as well to the Graves and is ahead a little bit on CS. So he's in a pretty decent position. Graves close to finishing up that Phantom Dancer. And Ezreal actually did finally go for some lifesteal. He went for that quick Trinity Force, and then he went for the early game items after the mid game item, which is kind of funny because normally you'll go for the Doran's and the Vamp Scepter, but he was like, nah, I'm going to go for the Trinity first. So that's fine. He's going to have that life steal. If he gets poked down a little bit, he's going to be able to get his life back pretty quick. And now we'll probably see him going for, looks like a, I'm guessing Infinity Edge. He could go potentially for, yeah, I don't see him going for a Last Whisper, but I mean he could be turning that big axe into a Last Whisper, but they don't have a lot of armor just yet. Maokai will be going for armor. Graves and Soraka combo, that's a decent amount of armor as well. So I don't know, something to think about, but I think he's gonna, oh, there's gonna be a sweet engage right there. Link still not down yet, but they do finally take it down. Manotroid Cloud is able to clean it up, and they are pretty nice HP. Psycho Sid is able to clean up from Cutie. That is the support. They still have damage dealers here. Smithy is very low, and Ball's almost out of mana. They're gonna have to get the heck out of there, or they're gonna fall. I think this is actually gonna turn around and be a really bad situation for Blue Team. Everybody's getting really low HP. Manotroid Cloud not gonna get out of that one. There's no way. And it did give her time though to let her team get away. Smithy didn't lose that Oracles. Overall, it was just a 1-for-2 trade, so it wasn't that bad. Could have been worse. It almost looked like they're going to get aced there for a second, but from what I can tell, after that fight, you can definitely say that Purple Team probably has a better team fight presence. They, I guess they kind of did tower dive that, but that was a really nice engage. I mean, they had the Leona ultimate on top of a Malphite, on top of a Morgana. I mean, it was great. The Rain Man uses ulti. They use everything, and they got 1 kill out of it. And it took a really long time. They almost didn't kill Link there, and then they almost got aced. So, oh wow, that is just really strong team fight potential. I mean, maybe I'd have to watch it again and see what exactly happened, why they weren't able to do damage to more people. But it seemed like those ultimates kind of went down just perfectly on everyone, so I don't know what to say about that. Alright, so it's around that 27-minute mark here. where it's very easy for either team to pick up a Baron if left to it. They've got a lot of damage here from Cassiopeia. She can grab that Baron quickly. And, well, actually, blue team not going to be able to grab Baron as fast. They don't have as much damage. However, I don't know. I think it's fairly even on that one, but if they went for Baron, it would definitely be really difficult for blue team to stop that if they weren't in position quickly enough. Now they're gonna have to be careful. They got this ward here, and they're gonna lose that to the I think Ghost is gonna play it safe here. He knows that he can potentially get binded and taken out if he's not careful. They need to take out that ward though. It just needs one more attack. Just get in there and take it out. There you go, and good to go. He just didn't want to get ward baited because that is something that happens a lot. People can go in there and they'll go for those wards. They get baited out and put themselves in a pretty bad position. But there's another ward being placed down, so he's gonna have to do the same thing. They do have that vision of both areas of Baron, so they're gonna know if purple team actually tries to go for that. They're trying to bait it out as best as they can, but with just enough coverage, they've got this taken care of. No wards. Smithy tries to check for them, and he knows it's good to go. Yeah, this is getting really intense right now. They both know that, like, hey, come on, guys. There's oh wow, a lot of crates pushing on the bottom lane. This is gonna really suck if he doesn't kill those. Oh yeah, he didn't kill them. All right, so that's really unfortunate right now. You can tell blue team's like, man, I really want to farm those creeps on the bottom lane, but they know that if they leave, then it could potentially give these guys a free Baron attempt. Alright, if they just send Ezreal down there, he should be okay. He's going to go ahead and grab this red buff. Oh, this could be the time. And they don't know there's a ward here. That's actually a really good place to put a ward if you don't want it to get taken out. Now Ezreal has to get back quickly. He just took the red buff, and it looks like they were able to shove him out, so that wasn't too terrible. They shoved him out of the Baron, and Ezreal now has that red buff. Of course, he's going to be a little bit lower on mana if he starts to use that too much. Can they take this? Oh, this is going to be very dangerous. They're going to be getting caught from behind if they're not careful, but this could be a little bit of a turret race action here, as purple team says, oh, what the hell, you can have our mid, but we're going to get your second top turret, and there's nothing you can do about it. Now, they're going to come out from behind these guys, but at the same time, will that be enough to actually stop them? I think that if they went in for a full-on engage, we saw that last team fight, and these guys did a really good job of stopping them. Now they got away just fine, so second turret for a first mid, probably not worth it. In fact, they could have gone for that second one potentially. I don't know. It's very risky. They could have lost another one at base, so it was good that they actually came back. But now they're in a position to once again vie for that dragon, or sorry, for that Baron. And all right, they're gonna go ahead and start it. So this is it. They're going big. They're going big. This is gonna be the defining moment of this game right here. And they notice that everyone's coming in, so they're gonna back off. Ultimate being used by Ezreal, so that's gonna be gone. Only hits one person. Link takes a little bit of damage. Should be okay though. So they're gonna back off. And they're going to lose their mid turret. This is going to be the time. This is good fight right here. I mean, this is just so intense back and forth. Not a lot of kills, but a lot of really great plays and decisions being made here. This is looking pretty sick. The Rain Man now taking out that turret with the rest of his team, and now they're going to steal the blue buff, which is definitely up. So they need to get that blue buff and get back to the base. Balls does, so he can get his mana built up, and that way they can get out of there. Looks like Balls actually going to take the blue. Yeah, no, wait, who took it? I guess mTw went ahead and refreshed. Now they're going to go for that dragon potentially, but if they do this, they need to hurry because they're going to lose that Baron if they don't get back to base. Okay, they said, never mind, they're just going to go ahead and go back to base. Now, overall, they could have grabbed that dragon, and they might, and I think they could have been back to Baron in time, but it's not worth the risk. That's the thing. It's not worth the risk to potentially lose a Baron just because you wanted to get your dragon. Now their vision is gone there, and I'm talking about purple team's vision is gone of Baron, so they're going to be heading straight there to try and get that set up. They've got the oracles on Zuna. Let's see, and a couple wards here. Yep. Wards are spread out between the different champions, so they got enough to actually ward up the area whenever they start doing that kind of back and forth push for the actual. And I'm pretty sure now that I'm watching this game, and I read a post earlier, I think this is actually I think this might be a scrim match. I could be wrong, but I think this is actually a scrim match because I'm pretty sure this is Team mTw that the Rayman is trying out for. and I'm not really sure what team this is. I'm not as familiar with the teams these days, so you can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's probably why it's a lot more organized. Like in solo queue games that I cast, you notice there's like a lot more kills, a lot more people running around doing random crap, but these guys are very smart about their decisions about the way they're playing right now, and they're gonna go ahead and take out that ward. They're gonna go ahead and go for this Baron. They don't have a ward here, so that's actually really risky for them to do that. They do see them coming up, but they're gonna have to back off, because if they get caught, I don't know, this is gonna be really risky. There it is, the Shirley's being used by Zuna. Wants to make sure that he does not get caught by anything, and they think they might actually be able to grab the Baron here, so purple team is to get in here, and they need to engage this right now, or they're going to lose this Baron buff. And there's the engage. So much damage coming in. Ball's actually almost getting completely taken out by that, and that Ignite does not finish him off. Psycho Sid is able to finish off their support. Lynx will fall down to that Ignite now, and Balls is doing a great job of keeping himself alive with his lifesteal. I don't know how much longer it's going to last, though. Looks like Rumble cleaning up like a boss there. There's so much damage coming in from him. 3 kills there. They did grab the Baron, though, so it's okay so far, and they got 2 kills themselves. And Psycho Sid now looks like he's getting really low. If that Morgana can get back in the lane where binding should be okay, but doesn't look like that's going to happen. Overall, a big win for blue team. They grabbed the Baron, only lost 3 people. Yes, that sucks, but they got 2 kills out of it as well. Right now, Rumble is a huge threat, and I think he's going to continue being that way until later on in the game, once everyone hits level 18 and has a lot more magic resist to do with that as well. Rumble's ultimate plus Cassiopeia's burst damage, that's enough to really wreck. I think if Ezreal had fallen there in that fight, that would have been really bad for them, but he got out of there just with enough HP to manage, and so it worked out really well in his favor. Again, having a Morgana on your team is really nice, because you have that ability to just kind of stand in the middle of your team or right in the front of your team, and if everyone jumps in and tries to go full on engage on you guys, bam, you pop your ultimate, and that really shuts it down hard. Really shuts down that engage, and it protects your back wave, protects the Rain Man and your balls, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, you gotta protect your balls. You don't want them taking your balls out, because if they take your balls out, then I don't know, you're not left with much. Not left with much. So Zuna gonna go ahead and finish off this dragon. They had the opportunity to grab that. So any kind of chance they get to take an advantage, they're gonna go for that. And you can notice right now with the gold lead, even with that Baron, it wasn't enough to catch them back up. And so that's only with a couple kills. Mostly that, and I would say the tower advantage. They are up, looks like, what is that, 1 tower. They're up 1 tower, and they're up probably on farm 2, so Cassiopeia, yeah. Actually, it looks like the Morgana has been catching up on farms a little bit. Rumble and Vlad. Looks like Vlad's going, they're not too damn far behind, but definitely noticeable. I think with Malphite's extra farm over Maokai, that's kind of like evening things out a little bit on that one, but Malphite's actually a little bit low on level for a jungler. Once he catches up, that should be fine though. Either way, all he needs to do is land a nice ultimate for the team fights, and he's good. So right now we're just seeing everybody running around, clearing out the wards, and shoving out the lanes as much as possible. It's too bad, like, both teams are so very close to each other right now that no one can really just straight up shove and sit at the turret and poke the turrets down, because one or the other teams is going to go on for a full engage. And there's the Shirelles. I don't know what they're really hoping to get out of that. I feel like that would have been better saved for a potential escape rather than just to, I don't know. Maybe they were expecting to catch somebody, but that's definitely not going to be the case there. They see the top lane is kind of pushing back, so they're going to go up there and get that shoving. If they can get all lanes shoving, eventually they'll be able to find opportunity, at least in one of those lanes, to take out a turret. And that's kind of what you have to do in these really close situations. And this could be an engage. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. So Smithy was, you can tell Smithy was ready for it. He was like, I'm going to go for this ultimate. But then he was like, no, I'm only going to land it on like one person. Kind of risky. And I agree with him not doing that. This is the point of the game where you kind of start to sweat and the stakes get really high, because one mistake could lose you the entire game. There we go. They're finally able to take out that top turret. That's going to help them even things up just a little bit on turrets. And yeah, Yeah, they just need one more turret and they'll be even up. But actually, they're going to lose the mid turret. So they went through all that trouble to get that top, and now they're going to lose this turret here. Oh, no, they're actually going to back off. They probably could have got it, but it would have been very dangerous to stay there. Especially, they didn't have a lot of creeps left either. So either way, they got a little bit of poke on it. Going to make it a little bit easier whenever they decide to actually go for that. 2 oracles on their team as well. Going to help them out for taking those out. In fact, that only had 1 attack. No, it had 3 attacks. Sorry, I was looking at the timer. Yeah, Soraka does not want to get ward baited right now. Again, if one mistake happens, that's all it's going to take, and then they can kind of come back and make some big plays happen here. So both teams are really on edge right now. They want to be the ones who get the right engage off at the right moment that allows them to get the ace and go for a full-on engage. If Mandatory Cloud can land one nice binding, I think that's going to spell like victory or defeat for these guys, because if she can land that on, for example, Link or onto Hood Stomp, then bam, that's it. You're going to get Malphite ulted, you're going to get Rain Man ulted, mTw is going to engage on your face, and you're going to be screwed. Alright, so they're doing the best to sit here and hold down this lane. It's not too hard for them. They got a lot of AoE and a lot of damage coming in, so it's not going to be very difficult for them to keep the creeps at bay. As long as they don't let the creeps build up at this turret so that they're tanking the hits from it, I think they should be fine. There's a little bit of binding, just taking a bit of damage. Ghost Zuna going to actually not be too concerned. He's got a lot of magic resist, 170 built up at this point. Same about for his armor as well. Only 2 difference. That's kind of cool. They are quite a tanky team, and this Grave is very strong. You got the Last Whisper built up. Oh, there we go. Shkreli's being used by both sides. A slow being landed on Zuna. Ultimate going to be used and not actually successful, so that's going to put them in a fairly bad position. That's several ultimates down except for Smithy's. And so right now, if they decide to take this turret, they probably got it free. They have not used any of their ulties. In fact, blue team knows that. So they're like, okay, guys, we got to just hang out back. And if they dive onto us, it's going to be very difficult for us to actually make a play from that. Oh no, there it is, there it is, there it is! And Vlad taking so much damage if he keeps standing in that. Oh man, nice job that he flashed out of that. Link is going to be taking big damage, but still is alive. Looks like 2 down and 1 for them. So that's 3 down now. Double kill for Hood Stomp, and at the same time they'll be able to take down that turret. And overall, I kind of knew that was going to happen. I mean, they did not have their ultimates up, and these guys all had theirs ready to go. It was Ezreal standing inside of the damage cone for such a long time that he didn't have enough health to really sit there in the fight for very much longer. And so they lost 2 turrets out of that. Could lose Mandatory Cloud here. This is probably going to be GG. And like I said, I mean, it really comes down to just one mistake. That's all it takes. And they're going to clean this up, so that's going to be inhibitor down. And right now, it's going to be really difficult for these guys to come back because they were already in a position where it's really difficult for them to win the team fights. But now, with the inhibitor down, that gives these guys full-on map control advantage. In fact, they can go straight for that Baron, and it looks like that might be what they decide to do. Bloodwater a little bit low on mana and health, but he can easily get that back, no problem. He's probably going to heal up Psycho Sid, as Psycho Sid is really scary right now. He's got so much damage, and now Zion's. So good luck. These guys are going to go straight for that. It's going to take a while for blue team to get back and try and stop that. So I don't think they're going to be able to. I think this is going to be a Baron as well as the inhibitor. All of that. Oh man, that's just terrible. That is terrible. Blue team in a really bad position right now. And they're going to have to, they're just going to need a miracle to come back from that. At this point, I'm really wishing I had grabbed myself a bottle of water because my throat is hurting. I usually have a whole full bottle of water whenever I start casting, but not this time. Alright, so I'm gonna grab one real quick. Won't take long. Oh yeah. While everybody's backing up to the base, didn't take long. Look at that. I'm good to go. Good stuff. See, this is what I need a co-caster for. I'm like, hey man, you go ahead and you take it. Well, I snap into a Slim Jim. Got my H2O and a Slim Jim. Alright. So let's check it out here. They got their Baron. Everybody's live. So that's 5 people with Baron buff. They're up by 8k gold at this point. They're up by 3 turrets. They've got the inhibitor down. So what is your plan, blue team? As far as kills are concerned, Hoodstomp right now leading the pack. He's got, wow, he actually went for a Trinity Force. I think that's probably the first time I've ever seen a Trinity Force on a Graves. That's funny. I'm not going to say it's like a bad item. He could have gone for a GA. That's normally what you see after these standard deals here. Or even a Bloodthirster would have been great. So, I don't know. Maybe he wants the slow effect. Maybe he wants to slow, stop someone down or kite a little bit easier. There could be a lot of reasoning for that. I don't really know. But at this point, it's basically like there's nothing that blue team can do. They can't stop. They can't engage right now. These guys have Baron buff, and even without Baron buff, they're technically stronger. They're technically stronger on these team fights. So. Yeah, I knew from the very beginning, and I was talking about this. It was really hard to really call which one of these teams is going to be stronger. It was just going to come down to the global gold advantage, and just that one or two mistakes, and that is what happened. I mean, they got a couple of extra dragons. They had more global gold through farm and towers, and then they won that one crucial team fight after blue team blew all of their ultimates. I almost feel like they should have given up that tower. And if they would have done that, they would have only lost one turret. They could have waited for their ultimates to come back up. They wouldn't have lost the inhibitor and the Baron and been in such a bad position. So those calls are actually really hard to make, though, in the game. I mean, sometimes it feels like, well, we can sit here and we can defend this turret, but no, you can't. That's the problem. And here we go. There is a full-on engage. Morgana getting ultimate off onto just about everybody. Hoodstomp gets extremely low. They are able to just about take him down, but he's still alive. Holy crap, he's actually not going to go down. He's not going to go down. Finally gets shut down by Vladimir, but Vladimir's going to die as well. That's going to be 3 deaths, only able to take out Hoodstomp. These guys had to try so very hard just to take out one person, and this happens every fight. At first it was happening to Link, but now Link even has a GA. They're like, screw that, and so they go for Hoodstomp, but that's going to be GG. They're going to take out the Nexus at this point, and really, that was a great game. A lot of really like precise gameplay, so it was really exciting to watch. I really enjoyed that one. Hopefully you guys like this commentary and are excited to see some more, so please subscribe to my channel, as I'm going to be trying to do at least 1 or 2 a day, and of any type of video. So I'll see you guys around for the next one. This is Colby Cheese, and peace out!